Hello everyone. In the previous class, we have seen chemical evidence to demonstrate about the CD fusion, and then we could conclude that there would be a fusion which is trans between C and D ring by chemical analysis. We also understood about hydrogen atom at position number 9 and how that is cis with respect to the various systems associated. But it is also trans with respect to the angular methyl group at C10. Then there was an NMR evidence given for the angular methyl groups based on the coupling and how they can have different NMR peak widths if they are freely rotating or if they are not freely rotating. So all this we have seen in our previous discussion. In the present discussion, we will be looking for configuration of the substituent groups. The first substituent group that we will be looking is 1, 2, 3. Third position OH. OH at C3 by convention is said to be cis with respect to methyl group at C10. So what we can say is at position number C3 and C10 methyl group both are said to be cis with respect to each other. This was also confirmed by the X-ray analysis. What does this give rise to? That means OH above the plane and CH3 at position number C10 above the plane, it gave rise to beta series. This was said to be found in almost all the natural steroidal systems. To further understand this, that is OH is above the plane and hence we have to get a beta series, and also that OH is cis with respect to the CH3 at C10. There were some chemical analysis that were given. So this chemical analysis was given by the formation of a gamma lactone system. This could only be possible if both OH and carboxylic group that we try to form are cis with respect to each other. If at all I have to get a gamma lactone system, OH and carboxylic system, they have to be cis with respect to each other. Based on that, the chemical evidences were designed. Now, the starting material was said to be cholesterol system. Now, this is the starting material. If I write a flower bracket like this means that there is continuation of that ring system, but I am just writing it in a short form. So, in the cholesterol system, what I have written here is, I have written ring A and ring B only. And at position number 1, 2, 3, the OH which was present is now protected by OAC. What we have done is, we have reacted the OH group plus acetic anhydride or acetyl chloride so that OH is getting converted to OAC system and hence it gets protected. In the next step, we will be reacting this protected starting material with HNO3 so that adjacent to the double bond there is an introduction of the nitro group. So what we are trying to synthesize here is a nitro compound that we could synthesize with the help of the HNO3 reagent. This reagent further gives NO2 after this double bond. That means C double bond C will attract this NO2 group. Further, in the presence of zinc and acetic acid, NO2 group gets reduced to NH2 group. Here what we are trying to do is, we are utilizing zinc in acetic acid so that NO2 is now reduced to NH2. In this particular system, we can observe that there is a proton adjacent and there is a double bond with respect to NH2. Hence, it can undergo this particular intermediate with an amine system. Now, I can say this to be an amine system. It can undergo an amine-imine tautomerism. So, we are trying to do here what? We are going to do this is an amine system here. This is an imine system. So, amine-imine tautomerism can be achieved because of the presence of this double bond. Further, upon hydrolysis, now here what happens is utilization of the imine system. Upon hydrolysis, the NH group is converted to C double bond O, that is the carbonyl carbon system. Now, in this intermediate, we can observe that we could synthesize a cyclohexanone system by just utilizing an imine system upon hydrolysis. Further, this ketone system, it reacts with bromine and silver nitrate in pyridine. Silver nitrate in pyridine, we can oxidize and we will be getting a new carbonyl carbon. That means we can be getting a C double bond O at this particular position. Adjacent to one carbonyl carbon, another carbonyl carbon is now introduced, or the carbon has been oxidized to a ketonic system. How this happens is because of the presence of bromine, silver nitrate in pyridine. Now those reagents can be utilized for the oxidation. In this dienone system, now we can observe that adjacent to each other there are two carbonyl carbon system, and hence it can be called as a dienone system. This reacts with NaOH in the presence of hydrogen peroxide. NaOH, it helps in releasing this OAC and we will be getting an OH. Secondly, NaOH and hydrogen peroxide will cleave the bond between these two carbonyl groups, giving me a dicarboxylic acid. Further, we can observe that I have done a deprotection of OH and then I have cleaved this dienone system so that I get a dicarboxylic system. This dicarboxylic system in the presence of acetic anhydride will give me a gamma lactone. Now can we not observe here that we have got a carboxylic group and an OH with respect to each other alpha, beta, gamma, and hence I can get a gamma lactone. We can get this gamma lactone because we can easily try to cyclize this system because the position of OH and carboxylic group both are cis with respect to each other. Had this been a carboxylic group which is not cis with respect to the OH group, that means we cannot establish that OH is above the plane. Hence, carboxylic group and the OH group both lie in the same plane which are cis with respect to each other. We could get a gamma lactone system. So, this formation of a gamma lactone system, it said that, or it established that OH and the angular methyl group at C10 position both are cis with respect to each other. This was also confirmed by the X-ray analysis system. Now again, if I go through the same system, if I go through the same chemical analysis, in the first step I will be utilizing cholesterol. What we will be doing is OH will be protected by acetyl chloride so that I get an OAC. This reacts with HNO3 and there is an introduction of a nitro group. When this nitro group reacts with zinc in acetic acid, nitro group is converted to NH2. Further, an amine-imine tautomerism can be observed. Upon hydrolysis, there is an introduction of a carbonyl carbon. Whereupon, when this system reacts with bromine and silver nitrate in pyridine, there is a formation of a dienone system. When this dienone system reacts with NaOH in the presence of hydrogen peroxide, we can now observe that there is a cleavage of this dienone system to give me a dicarboxylic acid. Now this carboxylic group and an OH both are with respect to alpha, beta and gamma position, both of them are said to be cis in the position or above the plane, and hence they are going to give me a formation of a gamma lactone system. So gamma lactose system is nothing but I will be losing a molecule of water and then there will be a cyclization. The formation of this gamma lactone system, it gave an evidence that OH is above the plane, which was further confirmed by the X-ray analysis. So after understanding the configuration of the substituent group of steroid systems and further all the fusions about AB, BC, CD and all the functional groups, now comes the concept called as constitution of cholesterol. Now till this point we were just speaking about the general constitution or the general elucidation of the steroidal systems. But now we will be specifying this to a system called as cholesterol system. The constitution of cholesterol was elucidated by Wieland, Windus and their co-workers. This was done in the year 1903 to 1932. So they gave this rough structure of cholesterol where they said that there is presence of ring A, B, C, D with the side chain, and then they also said that there are C27, that is 27 carbon atoms are present. They said that there is a presence of OH at position number 3 and between position number 5 and 6 there is a presence of a double bond system. So based on this further constitution, they said that there is a presence of an angular methyl group and a side chain which will be coming from C17 carbon. So this is how they just gave a rough structure initially to understand the structure of cholesterol. Utilizing this rough structure or keeping this rough structure in the mind, we will be further doing the constitution of cholesterol system. The complete constitution of cholesterol may be dealt in the following headings. So we will be looking for different headings. Based on this, we will be establishing the final structure, in which first one is structure of the nucleus, second one is position of OH and the double bond, C is nature and position of the side chain, and D is position of the angular methyl groups. So first we will be dealing with the structure of nucleus, second with the position of OH and the double bond, third will be nature and position of the side chain, and the fourth one would be position of the angular methyl group. So the first category would be structure of nucleus. Molecular formula of cholesterol is C27H46O. Now what they did with the CHN analysis is they got the molecular formula to be C27H46O. On acetylation, it forms a monoacetate indicating the presence of one OH group. That means when the cholesterol reacts with either acetyl chloride or acetic anhydride, it gave a monoacetate, that is OAC. This gave an indication that there is only one OH group. This will add with two bromine atoms, suggesting the presence of one double bond across 5 and 6. Now what they said is, here when they reacted with acetyl chloride, OH was converted to OAC. Between 5 and 6 there is a presence of double bond, and this double bond when it reacts with bromine, it gave me a dibromo system. This said that there is a presence of one double bond system. Cholesterol on reduction gives cholestanol, which on oxidation with chromium oxide yields cholestanone, which on reduction gives cholestane. Now this has to be established. So first what they did is they took up cholesterol. Cholesterol upon reduction, that is reacting with hydrogen and platinum. Here in this case, double bond gets reduced to a single bond system. So hence it gets converted to a cholestanol system. Next, when it is oxidized, cholestanol is oxidized using chromium oxide or CrO3, OH group is getting converted to C double bond O, and hence that is called as cholestenol system. This upon reduction with mercury and zinc, carbonyl carbon gets converted to CH2 group. Now this is called as cholestane system. So these particular reactions, they gave certain conclusions. Now these conclusions are: when there is a conversion of 1 and 2, that means when there is a reduction of the double bond, it's said that there is presence of one double bond. That is, when the cholesterol was reacted with hydrogen and platinum, hydrogen in the presence of platinum, this showed that the formation of a cholestanol system, it showed that there is a presence of one double bond. Further, the second thing is when it gets oxidized and gets converted to cholestenol system, oxidation of 2 to 3, that is formation of a ketone system, it said that cholesterol is a secondary alcohol. The OH that is present at the position number 3 is said to be secondary alcohol. And finally, the saturated system, that is cholestane system, that is said to be saturated parent hydrocarbon cholestane system with the molecular formula C27H48 of the cholesterol. It corresponds to the general formula CnH2n-6. Now if it was an alkane system, we would tell CnH2n plus 2. Now because of it is corresponding to the general formula like CnH2n-6 for a tetracyclic compound. Hence, with this final molecular formula, that is C27H48, cholesterol is said to be a tetracyclic alcohol. So with these above reaction, that is conversion from cholesterol to the cholestane system, gave these three conclusions. First conclusion being that there is a presence of one double bond. Second conclusion being that cholesterol is a secondary alcohol. Third conclusion being that cholesterol is a tetracyclic alcohol. We have already seen that cholesterol on selenium distillation at 360 degrees, it gives a Diels hydrocarbon. Also there is some amount of a chrysene system. The formation of the Diels hydrocarbon, it suggests that cholesterol has a Diels hydrocarbon structure and hence it is said to be a steroidal system. This also suggests that Diels hydrocarbon is also the part of the nucleus of the cholesterol structure. So we can observe here that cholesterol upon selenium oxidation at 360 degrees, it gave us a Diels hydrocarbon which lies with the definition of the steroidal system. So these were the starting points where we are trying to elucidate the cholesterol system, or we are trying to understand about the nucleus of the cholesterol system. In the further discussions, we will be looking for some other position of the hydroxylic group, position of double bond, and then we will be trying to understand the other categories of the constitution. But for this session, we have understood about the systems like how we can understand about the functional group through either X-ray analysis and the chemical analysis. And then we have started with the structure of the nucleus, giving us to understand from compound number 1 to compound number 4, giving us few conclusions, and then finally understanding that cholesterol does have an Diels hydrocarbon. It means that Diels hydrocarbon is the part of the cholesterol system, or it is a part of the nucleus of the cholesterol system. Thank you.